My bok choy is bolted, and so now I am going to do some succession planting. It is out with the old and in with the new. Welcome to Planting Joy Garden. I'm gardening in zone 5B, 6A, and today I'm harvesting bok choy. I tried everything to extend the life of my bok choy. In my zone 5B, 6A garden, I have only 167 growing days. And many of those days, the actual first 20 to 30 days of growing, have nighttime temperatures in the 30s and 40s and daytime temperatures up in the 70s. So I have a very compressed growing season. So for me, succession sowing means I get the most harvest out of every square inch by pulling the things that have grown over or bolted and planting something new. So succession planting allows me to get not only a single spring harvest, but to have harvest all season long of multiple crops. This bok choy is being harvested from a winter sowing, and it's not really able to tolerate big fluctuations in temperatures. As I mentioned, the nighttime temperatures in the 40, daytime temperatures in the 70. That's a 30 to almost 40-degree temperature swing, and that's just too much for bok choy. It likes more consistent temperatures. So the plan is to plant turnip greens after the bok choy. Turnip greens can tolerate a bigger range of temperature, anywhere from 40 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, so it can kind of adjust to my weather. Also, turnip greens can be harvested for both the leaves and the roots. In warm temperatures, you will harvest your turnips for the leaves. During cool temperatures, you harvest for the roots. So this is what I've collected so far from the bok choy. And even though it's bolted, the flavor is amazing. I wouldn't recommend it raw in salads, but it will be amazing in a soup, stew, or stir fry. I also have bolted spinach, so I will be harvesting out the spinach. I'm also going to make sure that I remove as much of the root as possible because turnips is a root vegetable, so I do not want any roots that can impede the growth of the turnip. Although I'm not growing the turnip for the root this time, I do want to do cut and come again turnips. So I want to make sure that I have healthy, unimpeded roots. So let's take a look at my bolted spinach. You notice that it has what looks like a flower developing in the middle. It also has an elongated stalk up the middle of the plant. And this is how you know that it's bolted. So I will be harvesting this today. And with my bok choy, I did attempt to remove the center stalk to get a little extra growth on the leaves. And it was somewhat successful. However, the flavor will change. So the best thing to do is just to go ahead and harvest and enjoy what has grown to that point. And you do have to sometimes let go of the old so that you can start something new and keep your harvest coming. So I'm just going to remove as much of the plant and root matter as possible so that I have a clear area to plant new seeds of turnips. So here is today's harvest of pak choy and spinach. They saute wonderfully together and it's great in soups and stews. I have additional spinach growing in this bed. This is a different variety. This is the Bloomsdale slow bolting spinach. So I can expect to harvest from this area multiple times. Now this spinach can be harvested now as baby spinach. I can do cut and come again of baby spinach or let it grow to maturity. Okay, now that I have gotten all the bok choy and the spinach out, my planter is ready to receive new seeds. I will be growing 3 tiers of turnips. It's one of my favorite greens. And I also want to share the other things that are growing here in my green stalk, what I consider to be my leafy green tower. So at the top here, I have lettuce. I will have turnips on the remaining tiers. Down on the bottom here, I have curly blue kale. I also have some onions growing. I have some bolted cilantro, but it's a great pest control plant. I also have some lacinato kale growing here, and I have some celery, also a great pest control plant. If anything today was helpful, entertaining, or just useful, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and have an amazing day. And I hope to see you again at Planting Joy Gardens.